Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo continue a world's finest team up as Dick and John face off against the Rising, President Bendix's superpowered team who have begun systematically killing the Earth's heroes. Tom Taylor finishes up his quick 2-part team-up that acts as a bridge between his Nightwing book and his Son of Kal-El series, moving the plots of both into really interesting territory. This portion of the team-up was a lot more character-focused, examining Dick and John's parallels as men who have both taken on huge hero legacy mantles, but also where their stories are right now, with both putting themselves out there in really personal ways. John becoming Superman without a secret identity, and Dick putting himself out there as Dick Grayson, the billionaire philanthropist. I absolutely love Dick becoming John's mentor, and it feels so natural and right. He's the guy who was once Batman, he got his name from Superman, and he's been a mentor for many other heroes and even other Robins, so it was kind of a no-brainer. John getting the support he needs was a driving force of this issue as well, and really Taylor's overall theme in the book as well, and here it takes a big step in not only Dick becoming his mentor, and probably someone we'll see in the book quite a bit more often now, but also Lois is also getting involved in the story and getting tied up with the Truth, becoming their public face, which is a fantastic idea and a really fantastic parallel to Bendix's side of the story, where he is literally controlling everyone to do what he needs them to do and get the help he needs, whereas Superman has friends and family who come to him in times of need and offer him support and help. Bruno Redondo taps in as Son of Kal-El's artist this issue to keep the 2-part story's art consistent, delivering some really fantastic paneling and even cool new gadgets for Nightwing like his underarm wings that he had on the original Nightwing suit, making a comeback on his new suit. The highlight of course was definitely the fight scenes, and the big single page spread of the new Super Sons hitting back against the Rising was really colourful and really well done. Superman Son of Kal-El issue 9 was a fantastic conclusion to the World's Finest Sons 2-part arc, setting up some really cool things for both Nightwing and Superman and further building out their supporting casts and stories while telling a really sweet story of friends and family. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Superman Son of Kal-El issue 9 finds Superman and the rest of the superhero community setting up a buddy system until they can find out who is killing the heroes. John however knows one hero kept working alone though, and that was Dick Grayson, who at that moment attacks a group of men stealing some weapons. John knows that they track the killers back to Lex Luthor's building as the Truth reports on Nightwing's solo activities in a bid to bait out the killers into showing their faces again. Soon the Rising appear, telling Nightwing he can't run, but Dick fires his grapple up to the rooftops. However, the Rising soon follow. Dick thinks that them calling themselves the Rising is a bit arrogant and overconfident on their part, as one of them grabs the hero, telling him that it doesn't matter what their name is, since he won't be repeating it after now. He holds Dick over the ledge, dropping the hero as they wait to watch him hit the ground. Dick isn't too worried though, since Superman arrives, hitting the villains back onto the roof, wanting to ask them some questions. Bendix is surprised that Superman is there since their satellites tracked him leaving the country. Superman tells the Rising that the world is round and he just kept flying until he ended up back where he started, since Nightwing thought they were spying on him. They ask why he isn't saving Nightwing though, but John knows that he's fine as Dick deploys his underarm wings, soaring through the air and grabbing his falling baton, using it to return to the rooftop to find Superman beating down the Rising. John thinks they seem quite angry as Dick thinks that he's not really pulling his weight in the team up. John knows that being bait was an integral part of the team up, asking if he wants to join in on the fun. The heroes team up against the villains as one grabs Superman, headbutting the hero, but all it ends up doing is knocking the villain out. The other Rising members escape, but John knows they don't need to follow since Nightwing attached a tracker device to them and they headed exactly where the heroes thought they would go, LexCorp. John can see a giant complex under the high-rise, wondering how Lex gets contractors to even make this type of evil lair. Nightwing thinks that they could ask the captured Rising member, but he knocked himself out by headbutting Superman, so he's probably not the cleverest of the bunch. Bendix is angered his team failed, demanding the asset be terminated. His people remind him that that's a valuable asset, but Bendix doesn't care, wanting the man's speech control given over to him. Bendix, through the Rising member, tells John that he isn't Superman, he's just a child in his father's father's clothing and he cannot protect the people or stop the rising. John sees a bomb in the man's head as he begins to see things in slow motion, watching as the being begins glowing brightly, as the man is freed from Bendix's control just before he explodes. Superman covers the man's body, protecting Nightwing from the explosion. He asks Dick if he's okay, but the hero wants to know if Superman is, finding him covered in the ashes of the man's body. Dick hugs John as later at the Kent home, Lois is glad that Dick is around, especially with Clark being away. Dick says that Clark actually told him to check in on John, but he didn't come to Metropolis for John. He's there since he's invested in the truth. He tells the reporter that he's trying to change things and the world can't change without someone fighting the most destructive lies, but the truth is harder to believe when you are anonymous. Lois wants to know what he's planning, so Dick asks if she will become the face of the truth, since she's experienced and she's a legend and they could use someone like her on their side. He grabs his tea and heads upstairs, telling Lois that he doesn't need an answer now, wanting her to think about it. Dick brings the tea to John, knowing Alfred always believed the tea could cure anything. He sits with his friend, knowing that that was a rough night, and he isn't going to tell him what he doesn't want to hear or tell him that there was nothing John could do to save the man, but he will say that he's been where John is now, and he can't tell John to stop feeling guilty. Dick says that he will sit and drink tea with him so he doesn't have to be alone with his thoughts, or he could just juggle again like he did that day in the cave. John knows that that was quite effective when he was 9, asking if his dad would have found a way to save that man. Dick tells him that he's had to be Batman before and it's hard, and Batman works in a cowl in the shadows, but Superman is out there in primary colors and in the light with his face everywhere, and lately he's been experiencing that himself when he put himself out there in Bloodhaven as Dick Grayson, knowing that it was the right thing to do, but part of him wishes he never did that. He knows though that there is no one more famous on the planet than Superman, and it is so much for John to take on. John asks when Dick was Batman, did it ever feel like he belonged or even earned the title, but Dick knows he didn't feel that at all, knowing his superpower was enhanced imposter syndrome, and the trick is you aren't trying to be the hero you worship, you're trying to be your own hero. John reveals that Dick was his hero, remembering how he swooped in and saved him when he was a kid, lost and scared. He says he's never told anyone this, not even his parents or even Damian, but when he was imprisoned on Earth 3 for 5 years, he kept thinking that somehow Nightwing would come and save him with that same smile and the lollipop. He thinks that it's silly, but Dick doesn't think so, apologizing for not finding him, but he's now there with him. Dick knows they have a lot in common and sees that thing in Damian no one else does, that both John and him are the sons of icons, but he's been at this longer and has learned a lot from his mistakes, wondering if John is up for having him as a mentor. John jumps at the chance as Jay suddenly phases through the wall with news. Dick readies for a fight as Jay recognizes him, wondering what he's missed. Lois calls up to John as the hero reassures her it's all good, but Dick says that someone phased through the wall. Lois bashes in the door with a huge energy weapon, demanding to know what is happening. John calms everyone down, wanting Jay to tell Dick who he really is. Jay reveals that he's the editor of The Truth, pulling up a video of the man exploding in Superman's arms and how Gamora released the video to the world, saying that the guy that was there was one of their heroes and Superman murdered him. Dick asks if Lois wants to go and stomp on some lies, and she's more than happy to, as Dick reassures John he won't need to worry about this since they have Superman's back and he is not trapped and alone anymore.